So if you're interested in a single app that allows you to earn from multiple passive income projects at once, that's exactly what Hivello lets you do. Whether it's your bandwidth, disk space, or even your GPU, you can share your unused resources and get paid for it. I made a full video on Hivello showing you how to set this app, for instance, on Windows, and a lot of you asked for tutorials on other platforms like Mac and Linux too. So in today's video, I'll walk you through exactly how to run Hivello on all the major operating systems that are out there, like Windows, Linux, and Mac. Let's dive into the video. Now, the first thing that we're going to have to do is to sign up on Hivello. If you've done this already, then you do not need to do so. If you haven't done this, then you can sign up also using my referral link. Now, what we're going to do is you're just going to come to the Hivello website and you're going to go to the dashboard. So if you already have a Hivello account, you can basically skip this part. But if you do not have a Hivello account, the first thing, of course, that you're going to have to do is to sign up. Now here it's self-explanatory. You can create a new account by clicking sign up. You can either log in with an existing Google account, or you can just enter your email and your password and you would be redirected onto the dashboard. Now, once you are logged on onto the dashboard, you see that it directly tells you that there are currently 3 operating systems that are supported: Windows, Mac, and Linux. For the first demonstration, I'm gonna go with the Windows. Probably this is highlighted because the system automatically detects that I'm running on Windows. Now to install, just click on Hivello for Windows. Navigate to wherever you downloaded this file to. In my case, I just moved this to the desktop. Now double click on the setup and wait for the initialization to take place. Now you're gonna have to allow a few things to allow the application to run. For instance, in this case, I would have to allow the Node SDK. Just click on allow and the application is gonna be installed. Now when this is done, just come to your taskbar, click on the arrow that we have here, and then you would see the Hivello icon here. Just click on this and the application basically starts. Now what we're gonna have to do now is to activate this computer and bind this to your Hivello account. Now to do so, copy the activation code that is provided here, and I'm gonna click on this link that will take me to the authentication and binding page. You can also scan the QR code and this would basically bring you to the same page. I'm going to click on this and I'm on the device activation. Please make sure that you have already logged on onto the dashboard before you come to this page. I'm going to paste in the activation code. I'm going to click on continue. I'm going to click on confirm. So we didn't see that I'm already logged on onto my account, which is fine. I'm just going to log on onto my account now. I'm going to confirm. I'm going to accept, and then congratulations. We are now set. This node has been bound to the dashboard. Now this would automatically redirect you to the dashboard and you should see the new computer that you just set up. That's all that you need to do. When I come back to the Hivello application, you see that now it's starting up and within a few minutes, the application should be up and running. I'm just going to wait a few minutes and show you how it looks when everything is working. And here, for instance, you can see that it's still asking me to allow a few applications. So just make sure that you check the source before you allow this. I'm going to allow this time around too. And then we're done. The application is currently up and running. So when I switch to the network tab, you see that some applications have already been started by default. So what the application does is that it automatically scans your PC, checks its specification, and automatically detects which projects can be run on your PC. So by default, it already starts some of these applications. For instance, Mysterium, LivePeer, and Autonomy are already started on my PC. If you want to add any other project, just click on start and this would also be started and would be running. If you want to stop a project, just click on stop, and the project would be easily stopped. So the application itself is a very light application and takes very little strain on your PC. When I come back to the dashboard, you see that my PC is now earning. I'm going to go through the Mac and the Linux operating system setups, and after that I'll take you through a detailed walkthrough on the dashboard. So just like we did with the Windows setup, what we're going to have to do first is to download the Hivello app for the Mac operating system. Now to do so, just come to the left section here and then you can click on the drop down menu icon here, and then you can see that we can download for Mac operating system. Typically, if you just click on download Hivello, it would also detect which operating system that you have and download the right application. So for this demonstration, I'm going to go with download for Mac OS, and the file has been downloaded to my download section. So in my download section, all I'm going to have to do is to just double click the zip file so that this gets unzipped. And when this is unzipped, we're basically good to go. All we're going to have to do is to double click the install Hivello application. And then Mac is going to warn us that this is an application from the internet. If you're very sure that you downloaded from the credible source, just click on open and then the software would be downloaded and installed. Downloading is done. It's now extracting the application, and then voila, the application is now installed. So as we know with Mac, you're going to have to allow a few things for the application to be able to run successfully. So here, I'm just going to click on allow. And then when you come to the top section here, you see that the Hivello icon has appeared. What I saw with other Macs that I tested is that if you do have a lot of things or a lot of application in the tray section here, it happens sometimes that the Hivello application is already running, but it's hidden because your taskbar is basically full here. So if this is the case, just close or shift a few icons that you have on the top section here so that you can see the Hivello icon, as you can see in this case. Now what we're going to have to do is to activate this device so that it would be paired to our account. Now to do so, you can just click on the URL that is provided here. But before we do so, I'm just going to copy the following code. And when you click on this URL here, it's going to bring you to this page where you're going to have to put in your activation code. My tip for you would be that just make sure that you have logged on onto your account before you proceed with activation. Otherwise, you're going to have to sign in into your account in order for the activation to. But in my case, I have already signed on onto the dashboard, so this would automatically be added to my account once I put in the activation code. So here, I'm just going to paste in the activation code and I'm going to click on continue and I'm going to confirm this. And then voila, you see that congratulations, I'm all set. This has been added to my account. So when I come to the dashboard here, you see that currently it states that it's preparing. And when I click on the Hivello icon here, you see that it's also done preparing, and currently it says that great work, you are already earning. So within a few minutes, and this actually changed immediately as I was speaking. So currently you can see that the new MacBook that I added, this is the name of my MacBook, and then currently you can see that it's already earning. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to enable a few applications that you want to run on the Hivello node. So which projects you want to be involved in. Now to do so, just click on the Hivello icon here. So what the application does is that it always scans your Mac device hardware resources and decide on which applications can be run or which projects can be run on your MacBook. So when I navigate to the network section here, for instance, you see that it already detected and suggested a few applications that can be run. For instance, Filecoin Station is running, Sentinel is running. What I realized is that some of these applications start automatically. So if you do not want to run this application, you can just click on stop and then stop, and then this will stop the application. If you later want to activate the application, you can just click on start and the application will be started. So basically from an installation perspective, that's all that you need to do to get the Hivello app running. With time, you would see a few more applications or projects popping up that you can also add to your Hivello node. I'll skip now to the Linux version, and at the end of the video, I'll provide a walkthrough on how we can navigate things on the Hivello dashboard. If you want to install this on a Linux operating system, what you have to take note of is that the application currently runs on a graphical user interface. So if you just have a command line, you wouldn't be able to run the application directly. However, I do have a script that would allow you to be able to convert your command line Linux into, for instance, a Ubuntu desktop. This script allows you to be able to get a Ubuntu desktop on your command line Linux interface. If you'll be interested in this tutorial, I'm going to put this in the description section and you can watch how you can do this with just one command line. So now here, I assume that you have a desktop version of Linux, and that is why you want to install the Hivello node. Now it's very easy. All you have to do as well is to just come to the dashboard, and then when you're on the dashboard, just click on the arrow drop down menu here and click on download for Linux. Typically when you click on download Hivello, it would also automatically detect which operating system you have and download the right application. I'm going to click on download for Linux, and now the application has been installed. Now depending on your Linux version, typically you can just double click the installer and the application would run. But what I found out from my community is that some of them didn't have an application that will be able to unpack the file for you. I'm going to show you a trick how you can also install the application if you do not have the installer, to be able to just double click the icon and install the application. Now to do so, just come to your applications, come to system and open the terminal. And when you are in the terminal, the file is currently downloaded in the download section. So I'm just going to change to the downloads directory. Now to do so, just type cd space and then go to downloads and then press enter. So now we have entered the downloads folder. Now to be able to find out the file, now just to be sure that the file is located in the downloads section, just type ls to display the contents of what we have in the downloads folder. And then here you can see that I have a file that is called Hivello 1.5 5.2 AMD dub. This is the same file that we are seeing here. Like I said, just try to double click the file. If you do not have the installer, then this is a trick that you can also use to install the application. Now to install the application, just type the command sudo space dpkg space -j space, and then we're going to type the file name of the Hivello application. You can also just highlight this, copy, and then you come here and then you paste this so that you do not have to type everything, because the thing with Linux is that if you make any mistake, it wouldn't be able to run the file. And then when you are done, just press enter. Because we are running this with sudo, right, you're going to have to just put in your password and then press enter, and then technically you should be good to go. Now I made a mistake here. The application, the command is not J, it should be I, and that is why this didn't run. I'm so sorry. So now you can see that it's running correctly. Again, the mistake that I made initially is that it's not a -j. I had a typo, it's a -I. And then when this is done, the application will basically be installed for you. I'm also going to provide this command in the description section so that you do not have to type this yourself. What you just have to take note of is that it could be that by the time that you'll be watching this tutorial, the file name would not be 1.5.2, maybe there will be 1.6 by whatever, and that is why I recommend that you just list the contents of the directory and then just copy the file name as you see it. So now the installation is done, so I should be able to see the Hivello application. I'm going to close the terminal, and I'm also going to close my download section, and I'm going to come back to my applications. I'm going to go to accessories. In my case, the application is found in accessories. Probably depending on the Linux operating system that you're using, yours might be a bit different. So now you can see that I have Hivello here. I'm just going to click on Hivello, and then I'm going to have to put in my password just for administrative rights, and I'm going to click on authenticated. And then when you look on the top section here, you see the Hivello node icon. So I'm just going to click on this. What I also realized is that you have to right click, and then you're just going to have to choose open Hivello node. And then here you can see that the node is running, but I'm going to have to bind this node to my account. Now to do so, we're just going to copy the activation code here. The activation itself doesn't have to be done on the same PC that is running Linux. In my case, for instance, I'm going to do the activation on my Windows PC, and then this should also take effect on the Linux PC. But if you want to do everything on your Linux PC, you can also do this. It's basically whatever option you find yourself most comfortable with. So I'm going to copy this URL here, and the URL should bring you to a page that looks like this. My tip for you would be that before you come to this page, just make sure that you have logged on with your account on the Hivello dashboard so that it automatically binds whatever activation that we are doing here with your account. What we're going to have to do here is to just put in the activation code that was generated for us and just click on continue. And I'm going to confirm this again. And then congratulations, we are all set. So when I come back to my Linux PC and I right click on the Hivello icon and choose open Hivello node, you see that the installation was successful and my PC is up and running. It would also happen typically that there's going to be a prompt that you have to restart your Linux PC. It's always recommended to do so that every settings and applications that are installed would be able to run effectively. Now, when you switch to the network section, you would basically see the applications that can be run and that are already running, probably on your Linux PC. Now, what the system does is that it always checks the hardware specifications of your PC and automatically detects using artificial intelligence applications can be run on your PC. Now, sometimes it already starts some of these applications automatically without you even having to start this yourself. If you do not want to run these applications, just come here, and for instance, for Mysterium, I'm just going to stop this. So just click on stop and then stop, and the application would be stopped. If you want to run any application, just click on start, and then the application would be started. That's how easy it is. With time, depending on how long you are running your Hivello node, you would see more projects popping up that you can also participate in. So from a Linux installation perspective, that's all that you need to do to get the Hivello node up and running. So now that you have successfully been able to set up your Hivello node either on a Linux PC or Windows PC or a Mac PC, I'm just going to take you through a quick walkthrough of the Hivello dashboard. Now the dashboard looks very simple to use. At the top section here, you see points that you are accumulating. Now these points are points that you accumulate by running the Hivello node. So that means that the more PCs or the more hardware that you install this on, the more points that you accumulate with time. What is also very nice with Hivello is that you can either get paid in USDT, or you can be paid in the project's native token. What Hivello does, which is very good, is that, for instance, if you're running Mysterium, you're going to be earning the native Mist token. If you're running Filecoin, you're going to be earning the native File token. If you are running, for instance, Nosana, you're going to be earning the native Nosana token. But for instance, if you do not want to be paid in crypto, always convert your earnings into USDT and cash this out. Now, if you want to rename any of your PCs, you can just click on the pencil here and just rename this to whatever you want to do. And when you're done, just click on the correct icon and then this will already take effect. Just for demonstration, I turned down my PC that is running Windows, and you can see that currently it states that not earning. It's very important that you check in periodically on the Hivello dashboard to make sure that all your PCs running the Hivello app are up and running. If you see anything like not earning, then it means that there's something wrong with the PC, so you're gonna have to check what is happening. It could be that you lost network. It could also be, what happened to me is that you are not running the latest version of the Hivello Node application. So if this is the case, just make sure that you update your Hivello Node application on your PC. And so long as you see the latest version and then earning, it means that you are earning in the background. If for whatever reason you want to archive any of these nodes, for instance, if I decide I'm not going to run this on Windows anymore, you can also just click on the icon here and this would archive that particular node. If you come to the archive devices here, you would see all the nodes that you have archived. If you want to bring this back, you can just click on the icon here and this would restore this back onto your dashboard. Now, what is also possible is that if you do have any friends that you want to refer to Hivello, they also do have the refer and earn, and each time you have a successful referral, you would also earn some points. Now, when you come to the hamburger menu here, what you see is that there is also a Hivello wallet. So Hivello currently runs on Solana. So once you create an account, a Solana wallet is automatically generated for you. And this is the wallet that you're going to be using for withdrawal, staking your token, or whatever you want to do. When you come down here under transaction, if you have made, for instance, any withdrawal or whatever you have done with respect to the wallet, you would be able to see those transactions in the section here. I haven't done any transaction here, and this is just a test account, and that is why you do not see anything here. Now, what you also see is that there is going to be a withdrawal section which is currently not available. So that means that the tokens that you are earning are not directly withdrawable. But what the team periodically have been doing is that they airdrop the points that you have gotten or the tokens that you have earned to your wallet periodically. So for instance, if there's going to be a next airdrop for Hivello, the tokens that you have earned would be airdropped to the wallet that has been created for you. With respect to earnings, it differs depending on which applications you are earning on the Hivello node. So I do not have any example, unfortunately, that I can give you in this case, but I'm running my nodes for some time now, and I would try to follow up with a video to give you guys an idea of how my earnings have been so far. So folks, that's how it is about how to set up the Hivello node on a Mac operating system, on a Windows operating system, and on a Linux operating system. If you do have any difficulty in setting this node up, you can always reach out to me through my Discord community on Telegram, on Twitter, and I'll be extremely happy to help you out. The Hivello team also have their dedicated communications and socials where you can also contact them directly, and they would also be very happy to help you out, sort any problem that you would have. If you did find this video helpful and find value in the content that I'm creating, consider liking this video and subscribe to my channel to see more like this. And with that, I say thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye.